Welcome back to another episode of Thugging It Out. Thugging It Out is a platform where we create a safe space to acknowledge, experience, and overcome real life issues in a positive and healthy way. Remember to follow us on Instagram at underscore thugging it out underscore. And our first interactive episode is coming up, where we will have many different moms with many different experiences all on one panel, where we just really going to dig deep and get into the nitty gritty of motherhood. If you want to be a part of it, hit me up on social media. Now that we got that out the way, we're going to hop on into part 4 of perfecting the process. We are halfway through the series, and so far we've been getting ourselves together. We relearned ourselves, we've forgiven ourselves and others, and we really just accepted the fact that life will always life. You know, life is like a toddler, preferably a 2-year-old. And you know, at 2 years old, your baby isn't a baby anymore, and the cute, cuddly kid baby has turned into like a no limit soldier demon seed. Like, if you got kids, y'all know that them toddlers, especially 2 year olds, they don't care about nothing. And that is exactly how life is. Like, life don't care about your plans, your circumstances, your feelings, your emotions, your mental capacity. It's gonna do what it wants, and it's just gonna always be lifing. And that's really what we have gotten a real good understanding on last week. So moving into part 4, I want us to get back into discovery mode and do some soul searching. And yes, I said soul searching. And I know y'all probably like, come on now. But I mean, you gotta trust the process. This week, I want us all to look for the answer to a very simple question. And it's a simple question, but the answer is kind of hard to find. The question is, why am I here? Like I said, it's a very simple question, but knowing the answer is kind of hard to find, especially if you're not wired that way, or you don't have self-awareness, or you really just don't have the mental capacity to really know who you are, why you're here, and what you're doing. And disclaimer: the question, "Why am I here?" and I am not questioning anybody's existence. We are all unique and special and deserve to be heard. So please do not take the "Why am I here?" question literally, because you all supposed to be here. It's a deeper meaning than that. And when I say, "Why am I here?" I'm just simply asking, do you know your purpose? Like, we are all born for a reason. And when we were born, we all have a purpose that was planted deep inside of us. Like, regardless of what you may think, or what you may know, or what you have the capacity to understand, that we all was born for a reason, and we all have a real reason to be here. And I am a firm believer that all of our lives are already pre-planned. And it's like up to us to make appropriate decisions to help us fulfill our purpose. And that's why you always hear me say that it was necessary. Like, everything is necessary. Like, our parents had to be our parents. Our childhood had to be exactly how it was. Every mistake was necessary. Every heartbreak, every achievement, lesson, event, life-changing experiences, it all had to happen because it is a part of a bigger picture. And it might be hard to see why we're in it, but once we recognize and accept the purpose behind certain situations, we develop, necessary tools to help us fulfill our purpose. And everybody has a purpose. We might not know our purpose all the time, or we might question our purpose, or we just simply are not there yet. But we all have a purpose that we need to fulfill before our life is up. So back to the question at hand. Do you know why you're here? And let me stop a lot of you right now because I know ladies especially, possibly some men, that I'm going to stop you while you hurt yourself. Your purpose is more than just being a parent. Like, we were put on this earth for more reason than just being a mom or a dad. Like, being a parent is important, and throughout the 18 years where you are solely responsible for them, you learn a lot. You go through a lot. You experience many different emotions and master so many different skills that will help you get to your purpose. But your children are not your purpose. And I know I might be like the only one say it, but I'm just kind of tired of hearing it. Like, it's so many people out here that be like, I live for my kids. Like, the reason why I'm still here is for my kids. And I could see how we could get that notion mixed up because our kids kind of help us, you know, be more motivated, be more determined. They kind of put the batter in our back sometimes. But your kid cannot be your sole purpose on this earth. Like, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than them. And at the end of the day, you are your own person just like they are their own person. And I really wish that we just really realize that we are borrowing our kids. Like, reality check. Your babies will grow up and they will, as they get older, they will not need you as much. Which means that you got to get to know who you are and why you are here outside of them. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying fuck the kids. Not at all. You had them, you got to raise them. They're your responsibility. I'm simply saying don't get lost in the chapter of parenthood where you can't accept or even know when it's time to turn the page. Like, love your kids. Be a good parent to your kids. Do everything to help them be successful adults. But do not get attached to being their parent that you forget who you are and what your dreams were or what your purpose is. And sadly, I feel like a lot of us, especially women, we get lost in the sauce and our lives end up turning. Our lives end up being so centered around our kids that we do not know who we are outside of them. We don't understand what we like to do. We don't understand. We don't have a sense of style. We don't have a sense of personality. Like, we just get so immune to being a caretaker that we forget that the main person we have to take care of the main person we have to take care of is ourselves. Like, and that's well, I'm just gonna help y'all out now, mamas, that your kids can be a driving force to help you get to your purpose, but they are not your purpose. Period. Y'all got me? Okay. So I was listening to a sermon. Y'all know your girl has been, I'm all over the place. I listen to sermons, TED Talks, read books. I listen to people on YouTube, TikTok, whoever. So I got a wide variety of people who I take information from. But particularly, it was a sermon by Jerry Flowers. I don't really remember the sermon name or whatever, but he a good preacher that I like. So if y'all looking for somebody to listen to or watch, or even just when you be like, okay, I need to go to church, but you don't really want to go to church, Jerry Flowers on YouTube. He got some pretty good sermons that I feel like they are really relatable. But enough of that. The sermon. In there, he was saying that everyone has a problem that they are supposed to solve by the end of their lives. And I feel like the problem is deeply rooted in our purpose. Not saying that the purpose is a problem, but I'm saying I feel as if the problem he was speaking on that we supposed to solve is just a fancy way of saying that we have a purpose that we need to find and that we need to live out. And guess what? That is your why. You know, when I said, why are you here? That simple question. That is the why. The why is your purpose. Like, God put us here for a reason, and we have a responsibility to figure out the why. And once we know the why, we can live each day working towards our why, trying to answer that simple question: why am I here? So that brings us back to the hardest question of them all: why are you here? And first of all, when I ask this question, I really want everybody just to kind of don't even think for a second. I feel like the best way to really reflect and to get the right answer and to even kind of get some type of self-awareness and some type of direction and to begin the soul searching process, I really feel like you just need to sit on that question for an hour, maybe a day or two, and just think, like, why am I here? And once again, I'm not saying it in some type of I'm not saying it in some type of suicidal and in disguise type of way. It's not a trick question. It's more so a question that you need to ask yourself so you could get some more clarity onto just what are you doing with your life. Because I feel like nowadays a lot of us, we get so tired, we get so mixed up with emotions, and we get so mixed up with the day to day and social media that we really forget the whole core reason of us even living this thing to call life. Once again, we could have many different hats. We can be mothers, we can be wives, we could be girlfriends, baby mamas, we could be friends, family members. We could be a lot of different things, but all those titles and different hats we wear does not have no type of effect on who we are as people, who we are as an individual a person. And that person, you, me, whoever, I feel like we all need to really recognize who we are and what are we working towards. Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of us are just going through the motions and living day to day, and that's really not healthy. Because then by living day to day, say for instance, you just going with the flow. It's like today I'm here, tomorrow I might be there. I ain't got no, it is what it is. Soon as one thing mess up your day, you just gonna say F the whole day. Like, I'll try again tomorrow. I ain't gonna worry about it. But it's a little different when you really know why you're here and you have a purpose. Because once you're actively working towards something, those little setbacks, those little hard times will not stop you from continuously moving forward. Versus when you don't have no plans, you have no goals, you have nothing. Any little inconveniences will make you stop dead in your tracks. And that's why this week, the main focus is finding your purpose, finding your why, discovering the why. So this is the question. Personally, this why am I here has been like, it's been a reoccurring thing for me, a reoccurring question. And I've been doing like a little tango with it since I've started my healing journey a few years ago. Quite frankly, it's a question that comes up every so often. And honestly, it really comes up when I'm doubting myself, I'm feeling uneasy, or just stressed out. Like, the why am I here? That question is like a double-edged sword. Like, sometimes it could, be a motivational tactic. And then sometimes it can have a negative connotation where it kind of make you uneasy and second guess yourself. And that's why we collectively need to know the answer to why am I here. So here we go. I'm about to put y'all in my business again. I mean, it's thugging it out. I keep it real, and I feel like the only way to really to drive my point home and to just really show the real meaning behind this question is to be 100% honest. So look, here we go. Majority of my life, I was always like the good kid. Like, I followed the rules, and for the most part, I got good grades, and mainly the kid my parents didn't have to worry about. Like the typical middle child. Your girl's a middle child, and for all my middle children out there, y'all know the struggle. It's like you're not the oldest, so you're not the one who get all like that attention. But then you're not the youngest anymore, so you're not getting the whole baby attention. So you kind of like in this weird space where you know you get attention here and there, but you kind of just strolling through life, and it's like your parents don't have to worry about you. So if you're a middle child, we know how it is. It's it helped us become better people. But while I was doing some soul searching, I realized like that I have this other side. Like I have this really good side where I'm a good student, I'm a good kid. I'm kind of the one that floats underneath the radar. But then I have this other side where I can go ape shit. Like I can go AWOL and just go against everything and everyone, and kind of like a desperate attempt to regain my power. And for lack of better words, I'm gonna say let my hair down, to be free and to just do whatever I feel is good for me in that moment. And I feel like that's just really one of those of like long term effects of just being a middle child. Because like I said again, you have this one side where you're kind of hidden, and then sometimes you're like, well, F being hidden, I'm going to like y'all gonna see me, y'all gonna feel me like I'm here, I'm a person. So it's like a battle of the two. And for the majority of my life, I feel like I was on this up and down seesaw kind of journey where I was really good for some periods, and then some phases and some seasons I was just saying, F everything, and I was just enjoying the ride. And while reflecting on this, I was really able to reacquaint myself with my real self, and was able to learn how both parts of me can function together and help me live my life to the fullest. And some might think I'm crazy because I understand, I am fully aware that I said both parts of myself, and I know I said reacquaint myself with my real self. I am all one person. I am not crazy. I promise you I am not. But I feel like we all have a yin and a yang. Like everybody has two parts. You have the feminine, you got the masculine, the yin, the yang, however you want to call it. Everybody got two parts. The devil and angel, however you want to do it. But I feel like it's just common knowledge that we all have different parts of ourselves. You might have some good, you might have some bad, you might have some small, and then you have some big. You have a whole lot of different things. But I feel like you have to find the best type of combination where you can put it all together and it just works. And by doing this is what I did. By relearning, reflecting, and kind of just accepting all parts of me, it helped me realize who I truly was, like to the core. And I realized that I'm just a very unique person. Like, I am good at listening, I'm resourceful, and I've always had a willingness to help any and everyone in need. Like, during a time of just kind of just reflecting, and like when I say doing real life soul searching, and when I say soul searching, I mean just really taking time to look at hidden memories, because if you do not know, we sometimes do bury a lot of memories. Just re-looking at different situations and taking like kind of watching it from the background, like kind of playing it out in your head like a movie, and just sitting there observing and reflecting and kind of reliving it, but not in the negative way, but just kind of accepting it. Like, yeah, that did happen. I did feel that way. I could feel it still, but I mean, I know that situation helped me get to here. Like that entire process, it really helped me discover who I really was and who I wanted to be. And that's the real reason why I created Thugging It Out. It's a podcast, but eventually my plan is to make it a lifestyle. And, possibly go towards a foundation standpoint where, we can all, acknowledge, experience, overcome things to unlock our superpowers. Because I'm just going to put it out there. Your unique skills, your talents, they are your superpowers. And that's why in part four, the part four of perfecting the process, you got to determine a why. Like my why is helping others unlock their superpower and be a force within a community to help any and everybody become healthier, happier, and whole. Like that's what I mean. I just really told y'all how I got to where I'm at. You gotta relearn, you gotta reflect, and you gotta accept in order for you to determine the why. And the why will become clear as day. And each day and throughout the rest of your life, you could actively work towards achieving the why. And even once you achieve the why, you never know what's next. You never know what's next. There's always something that's next. But you must know where to start. And that's where you got to determine a why. So this week, I challenge everyone to start looking for your why. We are not getting any younger. The world gonna always be crazy and life is gonna always be life. So you gotta figure out why. Like, there's no point in to go through all of what life brings, jumping through the hoops, going through the fire, going through everything, and not getting something at the end. And your purpose, fulfilling it, is the gold at the end of the rainbow. You gotta find it. You gotta get there. So start by looking for the why. So I want y'all to reflect, do some soul searching, sit with yourself, sit in silence, do whatever you gotta do, and ask questions. And when I say ask questions, I mean really ask questions to yourself. Now, I ain't gonna sit there and say, be sitting and have a conversation like, so what's going on? Well, I don't know. Like, no, not that. But really just ponder questions. And this is where journaling can really be beneficial. Put your thoughts down. Relearn some things about yourself. And of course, feel free to reach out to me or a friend so you guys can start your journey of finding your why. Y'all know I'm always happy to help. I'm always here. If you feel the need that you want to talk or you need to elaborate, need to vent, hit me up on social media at thugging it out underscore. No, what is it? Underscore thugging it out underscore. Y'all know it. Hit me up on that or any other platform y'all might know me on. But this week, the challenge is simply discovering your why. And that brings us to the end of this episode. And I'm sending love, peace, strength, and understanding y'all way this week. Y'all gonna need it. It's part of the process. I hope y'all have an amazing week. Remember to be grateful, be blessed, be thankful, but most importantly, keep thugging it out. Peace.